Metronomy are a band from Totnes in England. They were formed in 1999 as just one guy, and they're still going, and they've now got 5 members, and they have one past member. That is quite a long time to not lose more than that in terms of members, so well done. They have released 7 studio albums. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of the album The English Riviera by Metronomy, which was released in 2011 and was their 3rd album, and is my first time listening to this album. Both Acclaimed Music, which is where I got my list from, and Wikipedia use indie-tronica as a genre pigeonhole for this, which I take to mean independently released electronica, although indie can have obviously musical stylistic connotations as well. I don't know how that works with indie-tronica, so I'm not really sure how well I can verify that. Of course, these people know a lot better than me anyway. Sometimes I disagree though. So I would say that this is kind of light poppy electropop with feels and sounds that hark back to the 80s quite a lot, also with some more modern touches to it. So it reminded me of times of people like Howard Jones and even the Human League in approach. Excuse me. And I guess it's that maybe the indie side of it is it's not quite so straightforward, and it's certainly not as bombastic as some electropop is. It's got a bit more of a lightness of touch to it. The vocals, so this is Joseph Mount who's singing. They're quite high, and I think they used a doubling effect on it quite often. And that combination of quite high and the way it's processed reminded me quite often of Scissor Sisters. I can't remember that guy's name. Jake something, is that right? So stylistically, it's not generally, because Scissor Sisters is kind of more of a big beaty thing at times, and this isn't like that, but just occasionally had that kind of feel. The songs are kind of a mixture of optimistic and more melancholy stuff. There's a focus around Totnes and Torbay on the English south coast, which are called the English Riviera, which is where the name of the album comes from. It's not as glamorous by any means as the French Riviera, and I think it was from the times when you'd go to the Riviera in the 1920s or whatever. Maybe some people went to the English Riviera because they didn't have the funds to go to the French Riviera. I don't know. Overall, so back to this album, its feel is, I've kind of said, light and poppy and slightly curious, so kind of slightly off the kind of, just slightly off the beaten track. I enjoyed it. I definitely listened to it again, and yeah, I thought it was quite a good album. Interestingly, I have reviewed one of their albums before, which was Nights Out, not on this channel. So before I did video reviews, I had a blog which had a readership of about 5, and I reviewed their second album, Nights Out, on that, and I didn't like it so much as I liked this one. That was more kind of described as wonky pop, and it had quite a lot of kind of untuning effects going on. This I definitely got more behind. So that's what I think of this album. I'd love to know what you think, so please will you leave me a comment. But that's it from me for now.
She sleeps so soft I tried.